We've talked to over 24 whistleblowers. People have come to us. We've interviewed several of those, and today 3 of them. 3 of those brave whistleblowers and a lawyer who represents them will tell us their story. They will tell us what happened, what they saw, and then what happened to them because they were courageous enough to report it to Congress. And I just want to tell you guys, get ready, because these guys are going to come after you. You know they are. Last hearing we had 2 journalists, Democrats, 2 Democrat journalists sat right where you guys did, and these guys tried to get them to divulge their sources. Someone needs to tell them how the First Amendment works. And while Mr. Taibi, one of those award-winning journalists sitting right where you're sitting, was testifying, guess what else was happening? The IRS was knocking on his door. So get ready. But I know you're up to the task because you came forward in the first place. Thank you for your commitment to the Constitution, the First Amendment, the rule of law, and for your willingness to come forward and tell Congress what you've seen, what you've witnessed. Thank you for doing that.
Yesterday, Cori Bush introduced a bill calling for $14 trillion in reparations for Black Americans. However, critics are concerned that the bill won't pass due to GOP opposition. So my question to you is, why do you think so many people on the right oppose the call for reparations?
Well, I haven't taken a look at the bill that Representative Bush introduced, so I can't comment on its merits up or down. But we know generally that the American people want to see opportunity created in every single zip code. That's my objective in this position that I'm privileged to hold. We want to uplift everyone and, of course, make sure that we deal with injustice, whether that's racial injustice, social injustice, or economic injustice, wherever it's found.
I introduced a concept of workfare in 1986. I remember being pilloried by my colleagues on the Democratic side at the time for suggesting that there be mandatory work requirement for anyone receiving welfare. We hear speech after speech after speech about changing the ethic that is involved in, quote, the welfare syndrome. We just heard our good friend from North Carolina talk about the generational nature of this problem and how to break the spiral and so on. Well, part of that is to, in fact, not just take people off of welfare and put them on the streets, but put them to work and make them want to go to work and make it reasonable for them to go to work.
So the notion that they want to now lecture us in the context of trying to avoid a default about so-called work requirements is extreme and irresponsible.
I'm here today. We look forward to the next 7 days.
Mr. President, can you guarantee allies that the U.S. won't default?
We're all walking. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out.